Tensile strength of concrete is measured by a. Direct tension test in the universal testing machine. B. Applying compressive load along the diameter of the cylinder. C. Applying third-point loading on a prism. D. Applying tensile load along the diameter of the cylinder. The correct answer is direct tension test in the universal testing machine. What is the moment approximate of the force acting on a railway sign post shown in the figure about the point? A. 1135 Nm. B. 1205 Nm. C. 980 Nm. D. 1300 Nm. The correct answer is 1135 Nm. A flash mixer of 2.0 m3 with a velocity gradient of mixing mechanisms equal to 660 s and fluid absolute viscosity of 1.0 x 10�3 ens m2 is continuously operated. What is the power input per unit volume? A. 360 watts. B. 720 watts. C. 1440 watts. D. 300 watts. The correct answer is 720 watts. What is the discharge corresponding to a critical depth of 1.20 m in a 3.0 m wide rectangular channel? A. 4.12 m3s. B. 4.94 m3s. C. 8.24 m3s. D. 12.35 m3s. The correct answer is 12.35 m3s. A lemniscate curve between the tangents is transitional throughout if the polar deflection angle of its apex is equal to in the deflection angle between the initial and final tangents. A2, B4, C6, D. The correct answer is 6. Consider the following statements. Total flat is 1. The time span by which the starting or finishing of an activity can be delayed without delaying the completion of the project. 2. Difference between maximum time available and the actual time required to perform the activity. 3. Difference between its earliest finished time and the earliest start time of its successor activity. Which among the following is correct? A2 and 3. B1, 2 and 3. C1 only. D1 and 2. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 3. In a linear reservoir the A volume varies linearly with elevation. B outflow rate varies linearly with storage. C storage varies linearly with time. D storage varies linearly with inflow rate. The correct answer is outflow rate varies linearly with storage. The given figure shows the relation between void ratio and shear strain for a sand under two density conditions. The void ratio corresponding to the dashed line is called A. Optimum void ratio. B. Critical void ratio. C. Residual void ratio. D. Undisturbed void ratio. The correct answer is critical void ratio. The separation of boundary layer takes place when the pressure gradient is A. Negative. B. Positive. C. 0. D. Constant. The correct answer is positive. A free vortex formed from originally still water, say as when draining still water in a flat-bottomed basin by suddenly pulling the stopper at the bottom on the drain hole, will be A. Clockwise in the northern as well as the southern hemispheres. B. Anticlockwise in the northern as well as the southern hemispheres. C. Anticlockwise in the northern hemisphere and clockwise in the southern hemisphere. D. Clockwise in the northern hemisphere and anticlockwise in the southern hemisphere. The correct answer is anticlockwise in the northern as well as the southern hemispheres. Which of the following are the fundamental lines of a theodolite? 1. The vertical and horizontal axis. 2. The diagonally opposite screw lines 3. The line of collimation and axis of the plate levels 4. The bubble line of the altitude level. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A1, 2 and 3. B1, 2 and 4. C2 and 3. D1, 3 and 4. The correct answer is 1, 3 and 4. Heliograph is a type of A. Instrument used for recording the movement of sun. B. Instrument used for contouring an area. C. Electronic distance measuring device. D. Sun signal used in triangulation work. The correct answer is sun signal used in triangulation work. The amount of gradient is required to be reduced whenever a horizontal curve and gradient have to be provided together. What is this process known as? A. Momentum gradient. B. Pusher gradient. C. Grade compensation. D. Grade resistance. The correct answer is grade compensation. As per Terzaghis equation, the bearing capacity of strip footing resting on cohesive coil C10 kN/m2 for unit depth and unit width assume NC as 5.7 is A. 47 kN/m2, B. 57 kN/m2, C. 67 kN/m2, D. 77 kN/m2. The correct answer is 57 kN/m2. A and B are Skempton's pore pressure coefficients. For saturated normally consolidated soils. A1 and B1. B A1 and B1. C A1 and B1. D A1 and B1. The correct answer is A1 and B1. If the mean temperature of Sun's surface 6000 K and m of its radiation is 0.5, what is the mean temperature of Earth's surface for which m is 10.0 m according to Wiens Displacement Law in Remote Seniror Concept? A. 25 C. B. 28 C. C. 27 C. D. 30 C. The correct answer is 27 C. A compression member has a center-to-center length of 4.0 m. It is fixed at one end and hinged at the other end. The effective length of the column is A. 4.0 m, B. 3.2 m, C. 2.8 m, D. 2.6 m. The correct answer is 2.8 m. An image of the top of the hill is 96 mm from the principal point of the photograph. The elevation of the top of the hill is 500 m and flying height is 4000 m above the datum. The relief displacement will be A. 768 mm, B. 88 mm, C. 12 m, D. 8 mm. The correct answer is 12 m. If the curved lead of a broad gauge railway turnout is 16.76 meters, the angle of crossing of the turnout will be given by A. tan 110, B. tan 15, C. tan 1st January 2010, D. tan 115. The correct answer is tan 1st January 2010. Which one of the following is the correct statement in beam-to-column connections in steel construction? If torsion is permitted at the ends of simply supported beams by not providing the cleats, the A. effective length of the beam increases by 20. B. effective length remains same as the actual length. C. permissible bending stresses are increased by around 10. D. joint has to be designed for torsion. The correct answer is effective length of the beam increases by 20. Consider the following statements in the bar chart. Planning 1. Interdependence of the operations cannot be portrayed. 2. Progress of work can be measured. 3. Spare time of the activities can be determined. 4. Schedule cannot be updated. Of these statements, A1, 2 and 3 are correct. B1 and 4 are correct. C2, 3 and 4 are correct. D 1, 2 and 4 are correct. The correct answer is 1 and 4 are correct. Which one of the following flood routing methods involves the concepts of wedge and prism storages? A. Coefficient method. B. Muskingum method. C. Pulse method. D. Lag method. The correct answer is Muskingum method. Groin are adopted for riverbank protection works. When it is placed inclined downstream in the direction of flow in the river, it is designated as which one of the following? A. Repelling groin. B. Attracting groin. C. Neither repelling nor attracting groin. D. Fixed groin. The correct answer is attracting groin. If the magnetic bearing of a line is 4824 and magnetic declination is 538 east, then the true bearing is A. 4202, B. 4246, C. 5402, D. 5446. The correct answer is 5402. The true bearing of a line is 3420/40 and the magnetic declination at the place of observation is 20020 watts on the date of observation. The magnetic bearing of the line is A. 3621/00, B. 3420/20, C. 3220/20, D. 3200/20. The correct answer is 3621/00. What is the inclination of resultant reactions at A with the vertical for the frame shown in the given figure? A. 60, B. 40, C. 30, D. 50. The correct answer is 30. Which one of the following measures the stiffness of a track? A. Tractive effort, B. Tractive resistance, C. Track modulus, D. Load capacity. The correct answer is track modulus. Consider the following statements. 1. About 25 of alumina is brick. Earth imparts the plasticity necessary for molding bricks into required shape. 2. Iron pyrite present in brick. Earth preserves the form of the bricks at high temperatures. 3. Presence of weeds in brick. Earth makes the bricks unsound. Which of these statements are correct? A. 1 and 2, B. 1 and 3, C. 2 and 3, D. 1, 2 and 3. The correct answer is 1 and 3. In the cross-section of a rectangular beam, what is the ratio of the average shear stress to the maximum shear stress? A. 3:2, B. 2:3, C. 4:3, D. 3:4. The correct answer is 2:3. Which type of plume may occur during winter nights? A. Looping, B. Inversion, C. Coning, D. Lofting. The correct answer is lofting. In a compaction test on a soil sample, if the compaction energy is decreased, D. Maximum dry density OMC optimum moisture content. A. D will increase with increase in OMC. B. D will decrease with increase in OMC. C. D will decrease with decrease in OMC. D. D will increase with decrease in OMC. The correct answer is D will decrease with increase in OMC. A three-hinged symmetric parabolic arch is hinged at the springing and at the crown. The span and rise are 40 m and 10 m respectively. The left half of the arch is loaded with U.D.L of 3 m. The horizontal thrust at the springings will be A. 15 t, B. 20 t, C. 20 t, D. 40 t. The correct answer is 20 t. At a hydraulic jump, the depths at the two sides are 0.4 m and 1.4 m. The head loss in the jump is nearly A. 1.0 m, B. 0.9 m, C. 0.7 m, D. 0.45 m. The correct answer is 0.45 m. A 12 kg mass rests on a surface for which the coefficient of friction is 0.15. What is the smallest force that can give the mass acceleration of 3 ms2? Take G10 ms2. A 120 n. B 100 n. C 65 n. D 54 n. The correct answer is 100 n. Which one of the following expresses the degree of disturbance of undisturbed clay sample due to remolding? A. Thixotropy. B. Dilatancy. C. Sensivity. D. Plasticity. The correct answer is sensivity. For strengthening a 50 m long and 5 m high straight compound wall built in brick work, which one of the following would be most suitable? A. Providing buttresses at certain intervals. B. Providing a deeper foundation. C. Using a richer mortar. D. Using stronger bricks. The correct answer is providing buttresses at certain intervals. Why are tie plates provided is laced columns? A. To check the buckling of column as whole. B. To check the buckling of the lacing flats. C. To check the buckling of the component columns. D. To check the distortion of the end cross sections. The correct answer is to check the buckling of the component columns. Which of the following treatments reduce salinity of water? 1. Flocculation and sedimentation. 2. Filtration. 3. Reverse osmosis. 4. Electrodialysis. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A 1 and 2. B 3 and 4. C 2 and 3. D 1 and 4. The correct answer is 3 and 4. A vertical photograph of a chimney was taken from an elevation of 500 m above M.S.L. The elevation of the base of the chimney was 250 m. If the relief displacement of the chimney was 51.4 mm and the radial distance of the image of the top of the chimney was 110 mm, the height of the chimney is A 233.64 m, B 133.2 m, C 116.82 m, D 58.41 m. The correct answer is 116.82 m. A simply supported beam is subjected to an eccentric concentrated load. Where does the maximum deflection of the beam due to the applied load occur? A. Directly under the load. B. At the center of the beam. C. Between the load point and the nearest end support. D. Between the load point and center of the beam. The correct answer is between the load point and center of the beam. Which of the following factors are taken into account for estimating the runway length required for aircraft landing? 1. Normal maximum temperature. 2. Airport elevation. 3. Maximum landing weight. 4. Effective runway gradient. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. A 1, 2, 3 and 4. B 1, 3 and 4. C 2 and 3. D 1, 2 and 4. The correct answer is 1, 2 and 4. Two geometrically similar pumps are running at the same speed of 1000 rpm and lifting water against the heads of 25 m and 16 m respectively. First pump is having an impeller diameter of 300 mm. The impeller diameter of second pump shall be A 192 mm, B 240 mm, C 300 mm, D 469 mm. The correct answer is 240 mm. Consider the following field tests. 1. Vertical pile load test. 2. Cyclic pile load test. 3. Lateral pile load test. 4. Instrumented test pile. While estimating the load carrying capacity of a pile, the tests that can be used for separating the skin resistance from point resistance would include A1 and 3, B1 and 4, C2 and 3, D2 and 4. The correct answer is 2 and 3. Consider the following statements in water supply distribution network 1. The gridiron system requires more length of pipelines and larger number of cut-off valves. 2. The design of the gridiron system is difficult but economical. 3. Employing a gridiron system, the dead ends are completely eliminated. 4. Employing a gridiron system permits more water to be diverted towards the affected point from various directions. Which of the statements given above are correct? A1 2 and 4, B1 3 and 4, C2 3 and 4, D1 2 and 3. The correct answer is 1 3 and 4. The entry of foul-smelling gases into the house coming from the sewers can be prevented by A. Providing water seals for all the fixtures, B. Providing water seals for all the fixtures and a vent pipe in the plumbing system, C. Providing sufficient vent pipes in the plumbing system, D. Exhaust fans. The correct answer is providing water seals for all the fixtures. In the alignment of an irrigation channel where from offtakes have to be provided at regular intervals, changes in the given channel parameters are made use of. The correct sequence of the decreasing order of preference of these parameters is A. Width slope depth, B. Width depth slope, C. Depth slope width, D. Depth width slope. The correct answer is width depth slope.